Welcome back, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today, bringing you guys a brand new video. Now today, I wanted to do a video talking about clan war tournaments because it's a pretty hot topic inside of the community. A lot of questions have been raised about it, and seeing as I've actually been at most of the events Supercell has held while they're testing out some of these new formats, I wanted to give you guys my own opinion on the matter because there's some stuff that I agree with that's being said, as well as some other questions I want to bring up to even say, how is this ever going to work with the current clan war system that we have? But first of all, let me remind you guys that all my opinions are of my own, even though I was on a Supercell broadcast and commentating these events. These are all me. Nothing that I'm saying reflects the ideas of Supercell or the Clash team. So now that I have that out of the way, let's go ahead and first of all talk about the 3 tournaments that we've had so far. So we had Nordic Clash, which was the ever first clan war tournament held by Supercell using that private tournament server. I know people may have set up tournaments in the past with the current system, which was probably a big pain, seeing as it takes 2 days to complete a single war. But anyways, Nordic Clash was the first one where Sweden was the winners. And then we had Korean Clash Invitational, where Korea, China, and Sweden faced off, with China winning. And then of course ClashCon, where we had China ended up beating 7 other clans to win the event. Glory China #1, that is. So those were the events so far. And a lot of complaints have come about based on, number 1, people feel that the war community is not being properly represented during these. And then number 2, that a lot of the attacks that you're seeing are bad and the army compositions are flat out wrong. And you might have heard Galadon and I question some of the attacks on the broadcast. We're not idiots when we're commentating these events, when we see a lot of go wipes and different stuff like that. Obviously, those aren't what you're looking for when you're trying to make 3-star strategies, especially against the Town Hall 9s. A lot of those were head scratchers for me, but I'll talk a little bit more about those later. And first of all, let me bring up the question, how do you actually pick clans for this event? Because obviously, trophy pushing isn't the way to do it. You don't want to pick a clan based on trophies, because trophies and clan war have absolutely zero implications whatsoever, seeing as they're completely different spectrums of the game. I'll tackle trophy pushing later because I think trophy pushing is probably even more broken than the current tournament system. But still, let's just keep on pace. And how do you pick clans for this event? Because first of all, there's no ranking system or accurate way to determine who are the best clans in the game. If you think about certain statistics that you might want to use, let's say win-loss, we're going to pick the people who have won the most wars this year and have the best percentage record. Well, unfortunately, I think that's sort of fudgeable if you just match up against your sister clans. I know people have set up wars with each other before. We've set up wars with our feeder clan in the past. Let's just say you keep matching up against people and keep losing against those people. So let's say you match up against like your feeder clan, just keep throwing wars and adding to your winning percentage. It's pretty obvious that you're able to fudge those stats as well as other stats inside of clan wars. I don't know if you're going to find a way statistically to make this work out besides having some sort of, I don't know. It would have to be a different sort of system than they have right now. Just currently, there isn't a way to determine who are the best clans inside of the game. It just doesn't exist right now. And if there was, how do you determine which clans are fair play and who aren't? That's a pretty touchy subject, probably something that I really don't want to get into, but you have to determine which clans are playing by the rules and which aren't. And I think that just opens up a giant question mark inside of Supercell's heads when they're picking these sorts of wars. So maybe they gravitate towards trophy pushing clans. I don't know how they chose the Chinese or the Korean clans. Maybe some of those were trophy pushing. Maybe some of those were based on stuff they saw inside the community. But it's obvious that we're not getting the best clans in the war right now. And that's a problem. You want to have these tournaments with the best clans in the entire war. Of course, we saw some impressive attacks, but you wouldn't want to see the best of the best for these types of events. And that goes to another thing. For these clans, the current clan war format is 24 hours of preparation followed by 24 hours of battle. Now, for these events, if you guys don't know, the clans actually see the bases they're going to attack 20 minutes before the war starts. And as far as I know, for the fair play clans who play by the rules, usually they take a look at the base and they map it out. They see exactly how they're going to path their troops, whether it's mapping out the defenses, mapping out the buildings on the outside to make sure their super queen goes right, making sure that they're going to drop their giant on this specific tile and it's going to be able to tank this while their other troops are doing something else. Usually it's a lot more preparation that goes into these types of attacks. I've seen videos that many war clashers have done. It seems like it's like that. Personally, for me, I've never branded myself as a war expert. I don't think I've ever said that. Maybe when the wars first came out, but over these last couple of months, I've definitely been slacking when it comes to war. But I generally know what happens during these raids, even if I don't do them myself. Anyways, I'm just saying the process for these sorts of attacks requires extensive preparation just for the current clan war format. That's why for some channels you're able to see these people pull out these amazing attacks that of course are completely fair play, and they're just mapping out the base and everything's down to a science, and those raids are absolutely awesome to watch, to really just watch a base get destroyed in such a perfect format. But if you only have 20 minutes to prepare, maybe some of these clans like Glory China, we saw a lot of their great attacks. Maybe there's just not enough preparation time for these guys. And is it possible to give these guys enough preparation times for these type of events while keeping them in an environment where they're being watched by referees and stuff like that? So it's really tough to see, are these guys given enough preparation time? And if you give them more preparation time, what's going to happen as far as keeping the fair play intact? So yeah, that's it as far as picking clans, as well as some of that other stuff. Also for the army compositions, maybe some people, they saw certain bases, they didn't have enough time to plan, and they just decided to bring out the Go. I don't know why a lot of those honestly, I can't even make anything for that. Using Go Wipe as like a Town Hall 9 against another Town Hall 9, it was pretty confusing to me. Even someone like me, if I have to clean up a Town Hall 9 base as a Town Hall 10, generally using probably Go Laloon just because it's so easy as a Town Hall 10 against a Town Hall 9. Maybe Go Hog if I really just want to have fun. But usually I'm just cleaning up with a different type of attack. So I'm not sure why we saw what we have right there. So yeah, it's tough right now, I think, to pick the right clans inside of the game because there's no accurate way to pick the clans. I don't know how those would actually work out while making sure that those clans are fair play. And it's also a question, is this format going to work out with only having 20 minutes of preparation? Those are just the questions that I have right now. And is it ever going to, it brings up another question. Are clan wars ever going to work for this type of format? I don't see it inside of my head right now. I actually see maybe some sort of new game mode comes to the game in 2016. Again, this is just my opinion and something I would like to see. Maybe something that's a little bit smaller and a little more digestible and made to be streamed for these type of events. Because having these special tournament servers, which Supercell does for these type of events, they have to literally fudge the numbers and make these wars last only an hour and make the preparation phase last 20 minutes, which generally clans can't practice going into these type of events. It just brings up a lot of questions as to is this ever going to work out, or if they can just go ahead and do something else, like bringing in a new arena type mode, maybe some sort of 4v4, 5v5 type clan war thing that people can do. I just don't know right now. I don't see a perfect solution. And yeah, those are sort of just my thoughts on the event. That's pretty much it for what I have to say on this video. I'm going to rewatch it to make sure I didn't say anything stupid, but that's sort of my thoughts on why some of the attacks that we saw were lackluster, why it's some of the clans that we saw maybe weren't the clans that we would like to see for the clans competing in ClashCon, which is supposed to be the biggest event in the world for Clash of Clans. And those are just my thoughts on the matter. I'm a little bit worried as far as what they're going to do as far as these type of tournaments, because I've been along the way for these type of tournaments, and I've been hoping for something to click in my head and say, bam, that's the right format. That's the right way to pick the clans. And I haven't seen anything just yet from these types of formats. And that's a little bit troubling going into 2016. And this is really the last tournament that is scheduled. I've been doing this commentary stuff for like the last 5 months for these type of events, but luckily I get to go back home in a couple of days and just hang out, which is going to be amazing. But yeah, if you guys have any comments on this video, let me know with the comment in the comment section below. But that's going to do it for me. Clan War tournaments, lots of questions to be asked, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. That's going to do it for this video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.